This is a new addition to the Bosch DIY range. It's called the Bosch Easy Cut and Grind. I think I would describe this as a cordless multi-tool. It's got a maximum RPM of 5,800 and it only has one speed, 7.2 volts and a maximum cutting depth of 14 millimeters, so just over half an inch. The first thing I will say is, like all Bosch tools, this feels like a really quality tool. It's very strong plastic, feels really nice in the hand, absolutely rock solid, just as you would expect from Bosch. I saw this online a couple of weeks ago and thought that's the sort of tool that I could make a lot of use for, a sort of go-to tool for a number of tasks. A quick look at the box. Inside the box we've got the Easy Cut and Grind, and that is fitted with the carbide multi-wheel, a USB to USB-C charging cable. You need to use your own charger for this, any USB charger. A protective cover, which has also got a built-in Allen key for changing the discs, a freehand cutting adapter, a metal cutting disc, a sanding pad with 3 120 grit discs, set of instructions and 2 other bits of paperwork. So the tool uses a normal USB charger to charge the battery. I'm going to plug it in now because it comes partially charged. As soon as you put it on charge, if the battery is not fully charged, then the LED flashes green. Once the battery is fully charged, the LED stops flashing, so this one is now fully charged. So this tool has been designed so you can't inadvertently turn it on while you're carrying it or using it, or it's in a bag. And the way that they've done that is it's got a 3-way system for starting it. The first thing you've got to do is press this power button, and you'll see then that the battery light comes on at the bottom, and there's also a green LED on the top there to let you know that the switch is now live. Now you've got to push this toggle button forward, and as you'll see, nothing happens. So you've got to push it forward and press down. This is a spindle lock for changing out the discs, and it takes 50mm disc with a 10mm bore. At the bottom of the tool there's a USB-C port for charging. Just show you that so you can pause it and read it if you want to. So it's possible to move the blade guard anti-clockwise, that is a maximum, and clockwise, that is a maximum. And if you look on the blade guide, you'll see there's a little scallop there, and the same on the other side. And then on the back there's a little nib there. That's how you connect the accessories. I'll show you that now. So looking at the transportation cover, you can see we've got 2 little pins sticking out there and a little indent in the back there. So you push the blade guard into the pins and click it down like that. This is the carbide multi-wheel. You can remove nails and screws that are stuck out of pieces of wood or other materials. We do a lot of recycling, and actually getting things ready to go in the recycling bin is a real pain. And this thing looks like, oh, that is just brilliant. I'm going to cut this 1/4 inch plywood with the carbide blade, and because of the rotation of the blade, which is anti-clockwise, you've got to start at the rear and pull it backwards. Now that has done a pretty good job of that, and it was very easy. ABS plastic pipe. So if you're using this to cut something like plastic piping, anything that's cylindrical, it's not really practical to move the machine around whatever material you're cutting. So you just need a simple jig so that you can actually twist the material around and keep the tool still, and it's fairly easy to do. I mean, something just like a piece of wood clamped to your workbench will work. Just making sure I keep to the point. I think you can see from that it's going to be quite handy for little jobs. I mean, it's not going to be useful for anything major, but to have in your tool bag or in your garage, or just to carry around with you when you're doing work out in the garden, it might prove very useful. So let's have a look at some more functions that this thing is capable of. Bamboo canes are always an issue for me. My wife will keep saying to me, can you like cut one of these in half, and I end up splitting it down the middle. It's a real pain. Well, this is a job that this thing is ideal for if you put the cutting aid on. Now, this cutting aid is only suitable for fairly small diameters, but it provides you with a work surface to rest the material on so that you can work it, either slide it backwards and forwards or swivel it round, whatever you want to do. So that's quite a handy little attachment. So now I'm going to change over the discs and put on the metal cutting disc. So for this we use a transportation cover, pressing the red button, spin the disc round until it stops. There we go. Pop on the metal disc. Right, so let's cut some mild steel with this. We'll see what it's like. That was actually a very pleasant experience. So as you can see, no issues with that at all. So next I'm going to put on this sanding pad. You can see that it takes discs with Velcro backing. That just pushes onto the disc, and then we've got a small mini sander now. Now that is a pure joy. I'm really impressed with that. I was thinking it was going to be pretty poor, but that is really nice. Let's try it on this side, because there's a bit of weathering on this side. Oh, that is brilliant. Very impressed with the sanding pad. And it's only 120 grit. So I can see me using that a lot for all different jobs. I think that Bosch are misleading people by calling this easy cut and grind. But when you read page 18 of the instructions, it says, operations such as grinding, wire brushing or polishing are not recommended to be performed with this power tool. So I was like scratching my head thinking, well, it's an easy cut and grind. But when you go forward 3 or 4 pages, it says, fitting the abrasive tools. Do not touch grinding and cutting discs until they have cooled down. So really, I think that we should get some clarification on this. Bosch should actually change the instructions. It makes no sense to me. Now I think this tool would be perfectly suitable for small grinding jobs, but I can't find any accessories that are designed to go on it that are for grinding. But luckily, Proxxon produce discs that are 50mm in diameter and have a 10mm bore. So I've got a small grinding disc, and I am actually going to fit that onto this machine and show you some of the other things that you can get through Proxxon as well. So this is a selection of the Proxxon discs that are 50mm in diameter with a 10mm bore. You can also get these sanding discs. This is a 50mm grinding disc, and this is a carbide bit for actually shaping wood. Now, I won't demonstrate these 3, but I'm going to demonstrate the grinding bit and the wood shaping bit. Now, it says not to do that in the instructions, so I'm not advocating that you guys do this, and if you do it, then that's your choice. Now that is very sharp. I'm very happy with that. Now remember, it says in the instructions that you're not supposed to use this as a grinder, and if you do that you're doing it at your own risk. And the last thing I'm going to show you is this carbide wood shaping bit. So you can see that is very aggressive, and it's very quick at removing wood. Now again, if you decide that you want to try this yourself, then it's at your own risk. So this is definitely going to be one of my new go-to tools. I can see me using this all the time for all sorts of things. The Bosch Easy Cut and Grind. I am a little bit teased off with Bosch saying that you can't use it as a grinder. Why call it Easy Cut and Grind if you can't grind with it? But as you've seen, you can get grinding discs for it and you can grind with it, and I'll be using it for sharpening tools out and about on the job. It's a smashing piece of kit, really well made. The battery life seems okay. I am very pleased with it. I hope you found this review useful, and thank you for watching.